Welcome back to GMA. We have now had 3 deadly massacres in this country in just over a month, and so many families are trying to figure out how to talk to their children about it.
I know. I mean, as adults, we're grappling with it as well, but I can only imagine when you have children. And joining us now is Ericka Souter. She is the editor of Mom.me, and our good friend psychiatrist, Dr. Janet Taylor, is with us as well. Really looking forward to talking, we are, to both of you. Ericka, I know that many of your readers say they prefer not to have this discussion with their children, but how can you not when probably they already know?
Right. Well, that's the natural inclination, to shield our children from these very frightening, terrifying things that are happening. But a lot of parents tell us that their kids as early as 5 or 6 years old are picking up the information on playgrounds, from older siblings, from social media or media. So it's important that if your kid does know something, find out what they know and be a part of the conversation. You want to dispel any misinformation, which we know little kids can have, and you also want to ensure them that they're going to be safe, that it will be okay.
Dr. Taylor, what advice do you have for how parents should start this conversation?
Well, as Ericka said, you want to check in with them at an age-appropriate level. Use open-ended questions like how and what to ask them if they want to talk, and to foster a conversation about their safety and what to do if they don't feel safe.
Janet, you and Ericka are both mothers, and so Ericka, I ask you, what have you told your child?
Well, you know, I've had to talk to my 9-year-old about both incidents. In fact, the attack in Lower Manhattan is right in our backyard. We live down there, and he was at school at the time. And they didn't do a full lockdown, but they did a drill. They pulled all the kids from the playground, and they made sure none were outside. So when I picked him up, and there were helicopters swirling, there were police around, he wondered what's going on. I had to tell him what I knew, which wasn't a lot at that point, was that something very bad happened. People were hurt, but they caught the bad guy. And he asked, well, why did he do this? I didn't know at the time, and that's okay. We don't have to have all the answers, and kids don't need to know every single detail that we know. They just need to be reassured that, you know, the bad guy was caught and the police are there to help and protect
and once
us.
they stop asking the questions, you can move on. But Dr. Taylor, what makes this so difficult is that it's happening in places that are supposed to be safe. Yeah. It's happening in church, it's happening on a bike path, it's happening in school.
Yeah, I mean, we all feel threatened. We're living in a volatile, uncertain world, and certainly the United States. So the same anxiety that we feel ourselves, our children feel. I have older children, and they live in New York. I'm living in Florida now. I called them in a panic, like, don't go, to Chamber Street. So the fact is, we have to manage our stress, understand that overall most of us are safe, but really do what we can to give support to other people, give support to ourselves, ask for help.
But do we let our kids know that we're feeling that anxiety, feeling that stress?
Well, you absolutely have to, because number one, kids need to be able to understand that if they feel a certain way, it's not bad to be upset. It's not bad to be angry, but what's most important is you express it so it doesn't come out in ways that hurt other people. We have to stop hurting other people.
You both know that children are so resilient, but Ericka, what do you do if you see that your child is showing some ill-effect signs from all that's happening?
Right. Well, parents shouldn't be afraid to ask for extra help, especially if your child is extra anxious. Perhaps they don't want to go to school, or they're uneasy around crowds. You know, there are school counselors, there are pediatricians that are there to help, and maybe your church pastor can also step in and help. You know, these are great resources for parents, and they should really use them.
Okay. Thank you both very much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.